So we're going to start, as I said, lying down or sitting, whatever feels more comfortable for you today. And then once you're there, just take a moment to pause. So those of you joining, welcome. I'm Lindsay. And we're going to have a nice hour-long flow session today. We're going to start nice and comfortably, sitting or lying. So just take a moment, get comfortable, get anything you need to support your practice, whether that's a blanket or a pillow to help you feel comfortable right now at the beginning. If you like to use blocks or anything that could help assist you getting into positions, then grab hold of those. And close your eyes. And just take a moment here to pause. Take a break from whatever it is you've been doing so far today. Maybe you've been running around. Maybe you've barely left your room. It's going to be different for all of us, and it's going to be different each day. Life is varied, life changes. But you can create your own sense of stillness, your own little section of peace right here, right now. You can control what's going on in this moment. So choose to be doing absolutely nothing. Being as still as possible. And the world will just continue going on around you. The world will continue going on without you. Just focus on being here, on being present. And then start to focus all of your attention in your breath, anchoring you into this present moment here and now. A sense, focus purely on this vital, essential thing that we do most of the time without even thinking about it. So directing all your thoughts here to this calm, gentle breath. And just picture that breath moving like ocean waves, very softly rolling in and very softly rolling out. And that's it, nice and simple. Nothing more. Just a gentle rolling in and fluid breath, slow and steady. Taking your time, never any need to rush. Slow it down, calmly drawing breath in and drawing breath out. Continuous round, like the ocean waves, gently, softly. And as you slow everything down in this way, your body begins to switch into more relaxed state. Just with a few moments of simple breathing, you can control how the whole body feels. And calm the nervous system. You can begin to calm the mind. Just keep focusing on that rolling breath. Slow and steady. Breathing with ease. Breathing with calm. And if you do nothing else but just pause here and breathe, you're already practicing yoga. The art of being present in your body, in the moment. All that we need. Just stay here with your breath. Stay here with yourself. Simply be. And you feel you've had all the time there that you need. And you're sitting or lying, we're all going to ever so gently meet lying on our backs. And just taking away any props you might have used. Bring yourself into a fine position. Bring your knees up into your chest. It will all come together there. And then wrap your arms around your legs and give yourself a great big hug. Pulling those knees close as they can, keeping your feet low down towards your hips. And then maybe taking a gentle rock side to side. Again, imagining these ocean waves of breath. As if you are just gently rocking on those waves. Calm and deep. And just seeing how that feels in the back. As you take yourself softly to each side. Moving in this gentle way. And then all slowly rest in the center, keeping your hips nice and low. So rather than lifting up your pelvis to bring those knees in, try to keep the lowest part of the spine, the sacrum, on the floor. Place a hand on each knee and we'll circle out the joints. This is just a slow, steady movement. Rolling around through those hip joints. Taking as much time as you need, never rushing. And then we'll begin to roll ourselves the other way. Taking as much time as you need. To slowly work through the joints, make sure everything is feeling steady and stable. And just building up this little bit of movement. Whatever your level of activity is, we need to support our joints. Hug the knees back into the chest, wrap your arms around. Give yourself that great big hug. This time maybe you lift the head and shoulders off the floor, but it's optional. Ease into the stretch. Working on lengthening out the back, keep the pelvis low. And then slowly we're going to release the legs and bring the knees over the hips. You can have a little gap between the legs if you like. And you can use the hands to support the thigh. And just gently start to lift the feet, keeping a softness in the knees. And then lower that down. And we'll take a few of these, lifting and lowering feet. Hinging at the knees, just taking a steady bit of movement now, specifically into the knee joints. And all the muscles, all the tendons, all the tissues that support our joints are going to start to get a little bit stretched out now. So just gently lifting and lowering your heels, backing to lubricate and oil up that knee hinge. It's like a creaky door. It's important to take care of your joints to prevent that creak from building as you grow older. Lift up your legs now, and again, keep a soft bend and start to circle the feet. Taking some nice steady circles, just going gently round. Noticing any creaks in your hinges. And then circle the other way. You might start to feel this in the legs. And be able to get an understanding of how the body connects here. So how the feet and the shins, the thighs are all part of the same big fabric. And then point and flex. Allow lifting and lowering here of the feet, and then maybe you really start to feel that in the legs. Last couple of movements. And then hug your knees back into your chest. Wrap your arms around. Give yourself a great big cozy hug. Lifting the head and shoulders if you like. Take a steady, slow breath. And then release. This time bring the knees over the hips. Feet lift slightly. Bring your hands out to the side. And then maybe just take the hands halfway between right angle and the knees. So if you're on a clock, you're looking at sort of 10 and 2. And then using the hands just to anchor. Bring those knees over the hips, feet come up parallel, and just take a very gentle little rock, about an inch over to one side. And then do the same to the other side. Just like a pendulum, we're just gently going to let the knees sway side to side, taking as much time as you need. And just taking it gently, there's no need to go too quickly, too far, just take your time, nice and slow. Maybe, you've got flexibility, start to take the knees a little bit further. Just moving in a way that feels comfortable, rocking the legs out gently. And then slowly, we're going to take both knees to the right, scooping them up in your arms. Come to rest on your right side, as if you were lying comfortably in bed. Knees, again, still parallel to the hips. Take your right hand out to the side, and then as you inhale, we're going to take this left hand. We're going to make a big circle up above the head, flowing that hand along the floor. Bring it all the way out to the left. And then we'll start to reverse that, closing that circle, rolling back onto the right side. And then start to match the breath. As you inhale, you open up, just rolling that hand above you as if you were painting the path of the sun, the moon above you. Just rolling above the head. And we're just working into the shoulder. So see if you can keep that left shoulder close to the ground as possible. And then just slowly rotating. If it's feeling really uncomfortable, the twisting in the spine doesn't quite work for you. And instead, start to straighten your left leg and have the right knee up. So then you're just rotating the shoulder without getting too much into the waist. But otherwise, stay twisting to the right and then opening up. We'll just do a couple more rounds like this. Starting to back into the shoulder. And just checking again how your joints are feeling as you make this movement, as you paint this sun across the sky above your head. Last time, rolling close. And then opening up. And then we'll start to bring the knees up into the center. Come back, take your lovely hug, knees to chest, arms around. Maybe you rock each way. And then we're going to come on to the other side. So bring your knees back above your hips. Start to rotate the knees over to the left side. Rolling the whole body onto that left side, onto your left shoulder. And then as you inhale, let's start our circles, right hand going all the way up and around. And then coming back to stack the hands. Inhaling, circling the arm all the way around. And then using an exhale to close. Inhale. Hand up above you, painting this sky all the way. If you're painting sunshine around your head, and perhaps you start to feel a bit of warmth as we move in this way. Closing. Opening up a couple more times, keeping the shoulder blade low, keeping the back of the hand low. So really working through your joints. Last time. And then as you inhale to open, exhale, start to bring the knees back into the chest, closing the arms around your legs for a final time. Here on the ground, maybe you rock each way, nice and steady. And then when you're ready, gently, we're going to make our way up. Now, you can do this in two ways. One is to roll onto your side, push yourself up, and meet us at the top. Two is taking a little rock up down the spine. Now, make sure this feels okay for you. For some people, it just doesn't work on your anatomy. You're rocking, lift your chin into your collarbone, keep the arms and the legs, and just take a little moment there, rolling through. I don't recommend this on a hard floor. I recommend only you put a little bit of carpet or something nice beneath you. We're going to come up to sit on our sitting bone, keeping the feet ahead. And from here, just start to bring again your arms wrapped up underneath your legs. This time separate the calves from the thighs and then start to lift your chest up. And again, we're picturing we're a boat. This time is a steady, still boat. The breath calm and flowing. But you're immovable, unshakable as you rest here. Balancing the weight forward on the sitting bone. So it's very easy to sit back on the coccyx and curl the back. But actually we want to be lifting the chest forward. We want to bring the weight as far forward, almost till you find the tipping point where you could fall onto the feet. When you reach that tipping point, that's the sweet spot. Maybe lift your feet up a little bit more, just take a couple more breaths. Again, just focusing on the balance of stillness with flow. It's that combination of stillness and flow that creates the physical presence of yoga. Maintain your focus on your breath. And final moment balancing. And then we'll gently come forward. So two ways to come forward. Either crossing the ankles, rolling over the knee, and coming to all fours. Or you could have a go rocking up and think about bringing the weight forward onto the feet, lifting your hips. It's just working with a little bit of joint mobility. And then eventually, we're all going to find our own way onto all fours. So your knees come onto your hips, your toes untucked, so the top of the foot is on the floor. Your wrists come under your shoulders. And then as you inhale, start to drop your belly button down. So to extend the front line of the body. We've done quite a lot of extension on the back as we lay hugging our knees to our chest. We're just going to hold for a moment here. And as you exhale slowly, we'll just counter that by tucking the chin right up into the chest. So getting extended as possible. Inhaling, lower the ribs, lower the belly, just counter. Extend the front. And then exhale, extending through the back. Inhaling. And then exhaling, rounding the back. Inhaling, nice deep arch. But see if you can now think about keeping the core slightly engaged, putting your belly button up to your spine, and then exhale. That belly button continues to come up as the spine rolls. Inhale. Although the spine lowers, you're keeping your belly pulling in close, and then exhale. Maybe now you begin to engage the glutes as well. Inhaling. Belly squeeze, glute squeeze. And then exhaling, tuck under your tail. Last time, keep the glutes engaged, keep the belly engaged. Maybe you don't feel as if you're going as far, and that's why the strength is starting to build. And then slowly wrap the spine up towards the feet. And then for a moment, sink the hips back, come into child pose. If anyone's new to practice, child pose is your resting pose. Come back to whenever you like. Chest to the knees, and you can also separate the knees, make room for your chest and belly. Wherever you are, you want to feel comfortable here, extending the arms forward. And then as you inhale slowly, to roll yourself up, to sit on your heels, bring your hands together. I just want you to really turn out the wrists for a moment. We're just rolling around, there's no set way, just to get a little bit comfortable here. Having a little play with those fingers. And then just have a little shake. Sit up tall as you sit back on the heels, but just here for a moment. Shaking out the wrists. Circles, each direction. Come back to that child pose. Extend the arms forward. Reach the hands as far as you can away from you. And then slowly we're going to tuck under the toes. Lift the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. And here you want about the space of a fist between your feet. So they line up under the hips. And then the space for handstand between your hands. They line up with your shoulders. And have a little movement here. Bend your knees, rock it out, whatever works for you. Feel steady, feel comfortable. Just take a couple of lovely rounds of breath. And then looking forward to your hands. I want you to start to step, tiptoe the feet all the way up to the fingertips. And then hang out here, flopping down like a little rag doll. Soften the knees, soften the arms, letting everything just collapse towards the floor. As if you could feel gravity pulling you down to the earth. And just holding here, last little moment. And then take hold of opposite elbows. And just sway, let the weight now of the arm pull through the spine. Just tractioning out, nice deep stretch into the back body. And then as you release that, push the feet down and start to roll up slowly as you can, stacking the spine. One vertebra on top of the neck, top of the neck, and eventually find yourself standing up tall. And then from here, inhale, start to lift the fingers all the way up, clasp them together. And then turn the fingertips towards the ceiling as if you're pushing that ceiling away. Just stand here for a moment, flexing out the hands, last little stretch there. Start to think now about your form. We want to be tucking under this tailbone, so rather than sticking out with the hips, there's a very subtle pulling of the glute muscles that allows you to stand up that bit taller. Your belly draws in, your ribs, and you lift up high as you can. And then as you exhale, start to take a lean all the way over to the right. Nice side stretch here. Keep pushing the hands away. And inhale, lift back up. Exhale, come all the way to the left. Again, just a nice side stretch. Inhale, lifting up. Hands to the ceiling. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the palms down. Turn them to face the ground and just slowly drawing down as if you were just drawing down the energy of the sun, warmth up above you, down into the body. Right down towards your hips. And then slowly inhale, open these arms out to the side, all the way back up towards the ceiling, and look up and imagine now that sun above you. As you gently draw the fingertips down, imagine you're pulling that energy down into your head, into your chest, all the way down into the depths of your belly. Inhale, take the arms out to the side. And then exhale, pull that warm sun energy into the body. Floating slowly, the slower the better as you bring the hands down. And then inhale, float them all the way. Exhale, bring the fingertips down. And as we inhale, float up. Do one more like this. Exhale, bring those fingertips down. Inhale, lift the hands all the way up. And then this time as you exhale, begin to fold forward. Again, draw this energy of the sun into the body as we start to move into sun salutations now. Fingertips come down. Inhale, look forward. Lift your chest as high as it goes. You can have the knees soft here, all begin to straighten. And then as you exhale, hands come all the way down. Bend your knees, step your feet back to a plank position. Hips are low, and then lower the knees. And then draw the chest down between your hands. Belly button down as you inhale, lift the chest up. And then as you exhale, pushing back, tuck under the toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Separating your feet, drawing the heels back, drawing the hips back, hold here steady. Taking 3 rounds of breath. Think about extending your arms, they wrap up around your ears. Flattening your hips back, your heels back, draw the way towards the back of the mat. One more deep in breath in. And then as you're ready to exhale, start to tiptoe the feet again towards the hands. And then inhale, look forward, lift up the spine about halfway. Look directly ahead of you, and then exhale, folding down chest and belly into the thigh. Inhale, sweep your fingertips wide as you roll up through the spine, gather up all that warmth, all that sunshine. And then exhale, we repeat. So again, checking your form, the belly's in, the ribs are in, the glutes are pulling in. Your exhale, you begin to bow towards the thighs, and you can soften the knees or keep the legs straight and strong, up to you. And then inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, step both feet back, lower the knee, lower the chest to the earth. Inhale, belly down, lift the shoulders. And then exhale, tucking under toes, lifting back, or come back into that child pose. If it's too much for the shoulders and the arms, we're not naturally designed to be on our hands all the time. So if it doesn't suit your body, that's okay. If you're comfortable in down dog, stay up. Bring the heels back, focus on taking length through the body. So if your heels touch the floor, then you need more space between the feet and hands. Step them back. None of this comes naturally or easily. So take a breath, inhale, slow it down again. And when you're ready to exhale, we're all going to come up, tiptoe those feet to find the hands. And then inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, pull chest and belly down into the thighs. Inhale, sweep the hands out to the sides, up to the ceiling. Reach up tall as you can. And then exhale, go straight back in, folding through. Hollow out the belly as you fold. So making space there to bring yourself down. And then inhale, look forward, length. Exhale, bend the knees, step, or if you want a little hop back to plank, then go ahead. Lower your knees, lower your chest. Keep that belly pulling in as you inhale, lifting up, nice and gentle. Exhale, come back, child pose, or downward facing dog, up to you. All of this is your choice. If you want to stay in child pose, if you want to stay in Shavasana the whole practice, that's completely your choice. As I said at the start, yoga is simply being present in your body with your breath. So if that's all you want to do, then listen, be present, make that choice. Let's do one more breath here, inhaling. And then exhaling, tiptoe your feet forward to your hands. Take an inhale, look forward, lengthen. Take an exhale, fold chest and belly down into the thighs. And then inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, out to the sky, reach up high as you possibly can. And then slowly bring your hands down to the center of your chest. We're going to come into some balance work. So start to separate the feet about the distance of your hips. About a fist between the feet. And then slowly bring the weight onto the right leg. Just take a moment there, lift the left foot up. And then slowly set the left foot down and pick up the right foot. And then just slowly alternate just a couple of times just to get used to finding your center here. And then as we inhale, we're going to sink the hips back. I'm going to take it this way. And as you sink the hips back, 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 float the arms forward to counterbalance. Reaching the arms right up by your ears. Now you can stay here, or again, start to lift up one foot. See if you can balance there in a chair pose. And then if you're uncomfortable on one leg, then pick up and bring this knee up and towards your chest. If you're comfortable there, maybe you bring left ankle onto the right thigh and hold. And we're going to take 3 breaths wherever you choose to be. You can have both feet on the floor if you prefer the stability, or coming in one leg, or coming into the standing pigeon pose. But one more breath, deeply in, deeply out. And then as you inhale, stand up tall. Keep the left foot up, and we're going to step it back into a lunge. So your front knee is over the ankle, and this back foot is coming straight out of line with the hip. The heel is reaching backwards, really opening up this left hip. And deeply folding in the right. And then lifting the arms right up above the head, keeping them standing there nice and tall. Breathing steadily, inhaling. Exhaling. Couple more rounds of breath, breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. And exhaling. Last time, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, we're going to bring the back heel down. We're going to open the arms up, warrior 2. So now your hips are turned to face the side. Front leg hasn't moved. Knee is over the ankle. Back foot, the foot is facing the side of the mat. And then your arms extend open. And you gaze forward over your front hand, over those fingertips. And just holding. Pushing the heels down. Spreading the fingertips. Feeling every part of the body in a sense of stillness, sense of calm. Squeeze the glutes, lift up through your torso. Make space always through the center of the body. Take your last one here, inhaling, exhaling. And as you inhale, straighten the front leg. Turn both feet to the long edge of the mat. And start to bring your hands on your hips. But then going to just gently turn the feet out slightly. Bend at the knees. So coming into a really wide sort of sumo squat. And from here, hands to the hips. We're going to slowly take a little twist. So start to bring your left elbow over towards the right knee. And then as you do that, take a turn to look over that right shoulder. And then inhale, stand the center. Exhale, we're going to twist the other way. Inhale to the center. Now up to you. If you want in between, you can straighten the legs and stand up. Exhaling then, lower to turn. Or you just stay low. Inhaling. And exhaling. Some people are happy to hold. Some people prefer to lift. Inhale. Exhale. Either way, we're flowing to the right. Inhale, stand tall. And then over to the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Let's do one more set. Inhale, lifting. Exhale to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the left. Inhale, standing up tall. Turn to face the front. Bend that knee, stepping those feet back now into plank. And then either lower the knees, or if you're comfortable, you can go halfway, elbows coming back into the ribs, hovering the chest forward. And then untouch your toes and lift up, upward facing dog. Exhaling, coming back, either child pose or down dog, taking 3 breaths to reset through the 2 sides, to come back into some sort of balance. Putting that belly button up into your spine, hugging the hips back, drawing the heels back, breathing steadily. Last couple of rounds in and out. Inhaling one more time. And then exhaling, we'll tiptoe the feet back up to find the hands. Coming into our lovely forward fold. Inhaling then to look forward. Exhaling to fold all the way down. And then inhale, float the arms out to the side, up to the sky, gather up. And then again, checking your feet at hip distance. We're going to inhale, slowly, 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 sink those hips back. Same thing as we did before. Hips coming back, choosing to stay here or to pick up the right ankle now. Bring that right knee in. And then maybe bring the ankle onto just the space between the knee and the thigh. And then hold for 3 breaths. Inhale. Sinking those hips back. 2 exhale. Pull the belly in, stabilize. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here in the hold. Breathing in. And out. As you inhale, stand up tall, lift the right leg. And then exhale, extend this foot back, come into your lunge. Front knee over the ankle. Sinking the weight nice and heavily. Drawing the back heel back. Opening up this nice right hip. Lifting the arms tall, breathing in. Breathing out. A few times here. Inhaling fully. Exhaling fully. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last time. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, bring the back heel onto the ground. You're going to turn those toes so they face the edge of the mat if they're not already. Front knee over the ankle. And just letting the weight be steady there. The hips slowly turning to face the side, but without force. Give the glutes a little squeeze and then open the arms out wide. Reaching each fingertip in each direction as if there were rays of sunshine floating away. Keep breathing steadily. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last one here. Breathing in. Breathing out. As you inhale, you straighten the front leg. Both feet now turning to the edge of the mat. I'm going to point the toes to that straight edge now. Hands back on the hips. But this time as you inhale, lift up. And then as you exhale, begin to hinge forward halfway. Letting those hips sink back, letting the toes point forward. Breathing in steadily. And breathing out. Keep going, inhaling. And with the exhale, perhaps you fold a little deeper. Inhaling, breathing in, chest forward. Exhaling. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last couple of rounds here. Inhale. Exhaling. Breathing in. Breathing out. Maybe the hands can drop down towards the earth. Keep pushing the heels and the toes equally into the ground. Just hovering here. A couple more rounds. Lifting those hips up high. Letting the head and chest fall down. The hands don't reach the floor, then grab hold of opposite elbows. Let the weight of the upper body traction out that stretch through the back body. Last couple of breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. Final time. Breathing in. Breathing out. As you inhale, slowly lift up halfway. As you exhale, lift up all the way. Turn back to the front. Bend the knee, hands down, step back. And lower through. Either elbows to ribs or lower all the way onto the belly. And then inhale, lift up. Either just your hands and feet on the floor or have your ribs down. And then either come back to child pose, hips to heels, or for your final time, take yourself up to downward facing dog. Hips back, heels back, arms extend. Breathing steadily. Long, deep rounds, pulling your belly button up to your spine. And letting the weight sink all the way back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Keep going, long rounds of breath in. And inhaling steadily. Exhaling steadily. Last one here, breathing in. And then exhaling, so lower the knees. Hips back to the heels. Take a breath in child pose. Creep those fingertips far forward as they go up to the very top of the mat. And as we inhale, slowly going to slide the chest along the mat, close as you can, working a little bit on spinal mobility. And then once you reach the front, I want you to bring your elbows underneath your shoulder. Spread your fingertips wide and start to push the floor away. Again, you can engage the belly here. You can start to pull up, so just your thighs are on the floor. Feel free to keep the ribs low if that's too much for you. Try everyone to squeeze the glutes. Imagine you're trying to create wine out of some juicy grapes. You're squeezing them, drying them out like raisins. Push the elbows down, spread the fingertips, look forward down the end of your nose. Nice soft unfocused gaze, drishti, we know it as in yoga. It's a gentle gaze. Breathing steadily here, big deep inhale. And exhale, pull the chest and belly forward and up. Inhaling. And exhaling, maybe turn the head softly over one shoulder. And then back towards the other. Coming back to the center, one more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, start to draw your hips back. Stay on your forearms. And just start to bring the hips back above the knees. And then from here, you can either stay in this sort of low, do some cat-cow if you want to stretch the back out a little bit again. And I'm going to keep the chest low, as if you were doing a cow pose, sticking your hips up in the air. And maybe you stay on the forearms with them underneath the elbows, that's quite nice. Maybe you can start to straighten the arms out a little bit and let your chest come back a little bit closer to the thighs. And then just hold that, stretching out the shoulders. You're working to think about pulling in that belly. Very easy, especially if you're flexible, to just let everything soften here. But actually, if you draw in the belly, that's going to start to protect and start to strengthen the spine and muscles. Start to build up a powerful, supportive core. Last couple of breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out. Last time in. And then as you exhale, slowly slide the hands back. And then bring them to wrap past your heels as you let your head come down into a folded child pose. And softly close the eyes and just ground the third eye, the center of your forehead, onto the earth. And that doesn't suit you, doesn't feel comfortable, then just turn to face one way. Take a breath. Turn to face the other way. Take a breath. And then when you're ready, inhale. Just roll your heels. As you sit up tall, sweep those arms as you inhale up, out to the side. We're going to take the left wrist and the right hand. Just take a gentle pull over to the right. Inhale back to the center and pull yourself over to the left. Inhale back to the center, and then from here we're going to bring the hands by the hips. Either I want you to just spin your feet forward and untuck your legs, or if you want to have a go, take your hands out a little bit wider. This might be where blocks or books come in handy. I'm going to press the hands down. See if you can just hover and just lift yourself up off the floor. And if you've got that, again, maybe you've got something handy. I'll show you with blocks. And you can use them any height you like. Again, have a go doing a little bit of a hover. And then if you've got that hover, you're able to lift the feet up off the floor. Maybe you cross the ankle. Have a go lifting up, shooting the feet forward and coming to sit. A little one to practice if you wanted to make the most smooth transition. Otherwise, just bumble your legs forward like I usually do. And then with the legs forward, we're actually going to bend the knees. We're going to wrap the arms once more around the legs, giving yourself that lovely, wonderful hug. And then start to slide the feet forward a bit. Keeping the chest and the belly close to the thighs, close as you possibly can. Hug yourself as if you're hugging someone you love. Oh, so deeply. Grab your arms, grab hold of opposite elbows, whatever's in reach. And then just feel an expansion through the back. Feel your arms wrapping around so your shoulder blades start to put apart. Feel yourself hugging in closer and closer to those thighs. And perhaps notice you naturally decline closer to the floor. And the weight is forward in the hips, so you can even have a wiggle, untuck any bit of flesh from the thighs and behind the glutes, and then just have a little fold. You can take a few breaths, closing your eyes, coming into this lovely, warm, cozy space. And just breathing gently. Slowly in and out. Breathing gently in and gently out. Taking your time, a slow rhythmic breath. And the whole length of the spine extends, tucking your chin into your chest. Now, if you feel ready, I'm just going to gently roll back up to sit. Bring your feet onto the floor. Come down onto your spine. Hug the knees just for a moment towards you, and then take the legs nice and close to the chest over to the right side. Expand your arms out, spread them wide, turn your palms down. Take a little look to the left. You can keep the knees hugged in the right arm up to the chest if they don't comfortably settle by themselves, or again, grab a pillow, grab a book, grab a blanket, and use that to prop the legs up if they don't comfortably reach the floor. You keep the knees high so they're up into the chest, and just enjoy this little moment to spin here out to the side. Breathe slowly, steadily, calmly. Allow the body to soften. And the pace of your breath steady and slow. Feel at ease. And once you feel like you've got everything out of this side that you can, gather up the knees with the left arm and encourage them close to the chest, over to that left side. And keep them tucked up, wrap yourself a prop of some sort, block, whatever's there, just to rest the knees. If they come to the floor, let them come to the floor. And then turn the other way. Your head turns away from your knees. Allow yourself to relax. Shoulders heavy, palms face down. And the chest opens. And just remain here for a few more breaths. And once you've taken this 1, 2 more moments here, you've got everything out of this side that you can. Come back into the center. Bring your feet to the floor, reach your arms overhead, extend and expand. Get as much length in the body as possible, feet and fingertips pulling apart. And bring the hands down by your side, let the palms face up. And have a bit of space between your arms and your torso. The feet fall apart. You've got the blanket handy, this will be the time just to cover yourself up to stay warm. If there's any pillows, any props you like to make this as comfortable as possible. The final minute of practice, coming back into stillness we built at the beginning of the class. Coming back to being present with your breath, being present in this moment, just allowing yourself to be here, to be now. Knowing that the world continues on without you. Breathe steadily in and steadily out. Long rounds of breath. Rolling in and rolling in. Slow, steady, fluid breath. And you're welcome to stay as long as you have. Breath like a calm ocean wave. If you feel ready, just gently begin to wiggle in the fingertips and toes. Turn your head side to side. The arms up. And then hug the knees back one more time into your chest. As you do, as you think about rolling onto the side. And from that side, lifting yourself up back to sit. Tall, perhaps feeling more space through the spine. Perhaps feeling rested, rejuvenated. If you're ready to go off to sleep, Maybe you feel ready now to put energy back into whatever life brings. Either way, I hope you have a really wonderful rest of your day. And thank you so much for coming and joining. I wish you all the best. Namaste. Come back slowly, gently.